Alright everybody, welcome back and welcome to the major update Leviathans dev server. Even though this is a naval focused patch, there is still quite a bit of air content, and of course the big feature of the update is the new top tier jet, the F2. This has been asked for a very long time. I thought it was coming last update, but it is here now. And if you saw my video on what to expect from the F2, it is, I kid you not, exactly what I said to expect in that video. When it comes to flight performance, it is 500 kilograms heavier than the F-16C Block 50 with the same engine, so that does give it a worse thrust to weight ratio and so slightly worse acceleration, but it has 25% more wing area. That extra wing area means that it actually beats every F-16 in the game in a sustained dogfight. Now, in exchange for that, as you can probably see from the background, this thing is so much slower than what you are used to from the normal F-16s. Like, on the deck, you're barely going to be breaking Mach 1.1. You'll be able to outrun Hornets, and really, that's just about it. Your air-to-air kit is exactly what is expected for AAM-4 and for AAM-3. These are good radar missiles. The AAM-4 is just, in general, better than the AMRAAM-A and B for AOR-B. It pulls harder off the rail and has basically the same range. The problem is you only get 4 of them. And then of course you get 4 AAM-3s, and the AAM-3 is just straight up better than the AIM-9M. Even though it says 40 Gs in the stat card, realistically it's pulling about the same in game. But it has slightly better IRCCM, and the big thing is it has about half a kilometer extra range while you're on the deck. So essentially, in practice, you're getting an AIM-9M with even more range, which is a good missile. The problem is having more radar missiles is just better right now, and really if you don't have at least 6 radar missiles, you're kind of at a disadvantage. The bigger thing is, and you may be able to tell this from the background, it does not get HMD. This puts you at a pretty major disadvantage when it comes to trying to shoot at people while you're notching. This is historical. The Japanese decided not to equip a forward-made HMD on it and tried to develop their own, and then they made the headset, and that's about it. It's never progressed further than that. One other cool thing to note is that as far as I'm aware, this is the first non-event vehicle to get anti-ship missiles. And Gaijin did go ahead and add carriers back to AORB, so in theory you can hit carriers with these. You get both the ASM-1 and the ASM-2. Right now, both are active radar homing missiles. The ASM-2 should be an IR seeker. So there's a chance that, similar to the Penguin missile, the ASM-2 could maybe be used for air-to-ground stuff. As of right now, though, neither of these can be used to air-to-ground. You just get the laser JDAMs and JDAMs for air-to-ground stuff. And these missiles, while they're cool, they're kind of useless, to be honest. Because first of all, there's not that many ships. And carriers, they take quite a beating. Secondly, even if you do actually manage to get these missiles off, a lot of them just straight up miss because they phase through the superstructure because they go way too high. Like, there's one missing right there. I'm going to have another couple like actually hit it here in a second and do minuscule amounts of damage. Unless Gaijin changes these missiles will be essentially useless and just a novelty. Gaijin is also adding an early one as a premium at 13.0. There are 2 major differences for AORB. The first, that it does not get the AAM-4, it just gets the AIM-7M, which was the first missile this thing used in service. And secondly, there is a very good chance that the late F2 is getting 120 countermeasures. The early one will very likely still have 60. The plane is a solid 13.0, but the problem is, it's a 13.0. This means you will get constantly up tier. And if you're trying to get it for CAS and ground RB, well, it does not get access to the laser JDAM, so all you would get is GPS-guided stuff, and maybe, if we're lucky, the ASMs. Now, another big thing, Germany is getting a Swiss subtree, which has been quite a ways coming. That's going to be on the side with the MiG-23BN. It starts off with a new Hunter at 9.3. This is before the MiG-23BN, after the IL-28. If you're curious about what this is, essentially it's a Hunter FGA-9, but in the German tree instead. It has AIM-9Es and no flares with the FGA-9 flight model. The only difference is that it does get those Swiss unguided rockets. Now, one of the cool new additions, if you ask me, is the Swiss Mirage, because this gets access to the first Falcon missiles in the game. These are the AIM-26Bs, which are developed from the AIM-4. I think the AIM-4 is a pretty cool missile. I hope we get more of these, but for now at least, I wasn't able to show them off because they straight up don't work. But these should be 21G pulsar missiles. And from what I've seen, they should have some pretty crazy acceleration. The only real downsides I've seen for this jet is that, first of all, it only has AIM-9Es at 10.3. I hope that changes, because that's kind of ridiculous. And secondly, the air to ground is just abysmal. You get a single Nord, like you see me using here. Up next is their F5E, which is not even going to fly. It is just an F5E, copy and paste, you know what to expect. They're also getting a premium F-18. This has copy and paste loadouts from the American ones you're about to see, but it does have better engines, those GE402 engines. Now, I would personally say the MiG-21 is a better choice to grind the tree, but if you need some top-tier cast as well, here you are. Germany also gets a copy and paste top-tier Hornet with that new AMRAAM C5, and I'll talk more about that missile later on. In the meantime, though, Russia got a pretty unique addition, which is the L-39ZA Albatross. This is a premium jet at, as of right now, 6.7. And as you can see, it is an extremely slow jet, and it gets a Gish 23 for its main cannon. To me, at least though, despite the slow speed, it feels like a pretty fun jet to fly, especially at 6.7. It reminds me of something like an Alpha jet, but even slower, which makes sense because it is another trainer. I don't want to speak too much on it because I have a feeling it's not finalized, but I'm looking forward to this plane. And I mean, 2 1,000 kilogram and 2 500 kilogram bombs isn't bad for 6.7. France now has a new Rank 7 Premium, which I think is easily better than the Mirage F1C. This is the NF5. As far as I can tell, it has a copy and paste F5A flight model. I couldn't find anything different on StatShark. But it gets access to the brand new shiny AIM-9N. And if you don't know what the AIM-9N is, it's an AIM-9J. So basically, France now gets a better F5C at the same BR. And it's still premium. This thing is going to be awesome. You get 20 G missiles with a great dogfighting platform at 10.7. I mean, what more can you ask for? And it gets even better. Just like the Thai F5A that you found in the Japanese tree, it has access to 90 countermeasures. You can see in the top left, I have 70 flares and 20 chaff right now. So you get AIM-9Js, and you get more flares in the F5C at the same BR. You can't even call this pay to win because, like, the F5C is also a premium. It's like, what is this, Dutch bias? Up next, we have the Finnish top-tier edition in the Swedish tree. That is the new A-18C MLU. I'm just going to say F-18 from now on, just to give you a heads up. But essentially, before, the Finns had the worst top-tier F-18. Did not have HMD. Even though it had better flight performance, that just puts it at a massive disadvantage. Well, now they are getting the best one. Because first of all, of course, they are getting AMRAAM C5, just like everybody else. You can see me using it right now. It does get HMD, so that brings it up to par, but the big thing is that this actually gets BOL pods, which means this gets 1,400 countermeasures, along with those 10 AMRAAMs and 2 Sidewinders. Basically, if you want to play a top-tier Hornet, this is the one to do it. Now, it's still a Hornet. Personally, I wouldn't really recommend it. It is very slow. You bleed a lot of speed whenever you're dodging stuff. But at least with this, I don't think you can run out of countermeasures. Like, I don't know if it's possible to run out when you have this many countermeasures. Now, I do want to take just 1 second to talk about the AMRAAM C5 because I see a lot of people freaking out about it. This is not some wonder weapon. It should have about 10% more thrust and maybe 15% less drag than the AMRAAM B. Right now, it actually has more drag than the AMRAAM B, which is why it's not really doing that great. It feels about the same. Once they fix those two things, this will be the best radar missile in the game, I think. But as of right now, it's only on F-18s and Strike Eagles. Neither of these are meta airframes. Like the Eurofighter and, of course, the Rafale, both of them easily beat this. Definitely the Rafale. The Rafale is leagues ahead, and the Eurofighter is still much better than the F-18 or the F-15. Basically, this is bringing them closer to par, but I still think the Eurofighter and the Rafale are going to be the meta. This just gives the American jets a little bit of standoff. I do need to mention one more thing about the Finnish F-18. This does actually get some air to ground, but it's still nothing crazy. The best you're going to be getting, as you can see right here for CAS, is going to be laser JDAMs. It seems guys decided to go with a historical loadout for it. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and is there anything that you're looking forward to with this patch? And I'll catch y'all next time, so peace, y'all.